Hey, everybody. So, I wanted to share with you some information that I received during a client session. This particular client is an animal communicator, and one of her chief complaints is that she's flat out exhausted. And we understand that. This is a time of extreme exhaustion. It feels like we are shifting, we're changing at a deep cellular level, and it's requiring the body to detox. It's requiring us to rest. This is not an easy time. But when I was working with the guides and getting information for her, what they were sharing was that many of her clients, and her clients are the animals, have been reaching out. They're clinging on to her because they're confused. They feel that there's a shift taking place. They can feel the anxiety in the air. They can feel the changes happening within the earth. They also can feel us. They know that there's changes taking place, and sometimes animals will mirror us. You'll find I might have a problem in my hips, and then all of a sudden the dog has a problem in their hips because they are doing their best to assist us through this process. Well, it's an interesting thing because the wild animals are still very connected to the earth and the rhythms. But when we have domesticated these animals, in many ways, this domestication was also a disconnection. And particularly if we have animals that are not getting outside very much, they may not be in contact with the earth, with other nature, things like that. They're not receiving the messages to explain and understand what is going on. And one of the things that was said was that many of the animals are receiving messages, but they're no longer able to translate them. And that sounds a lot like us. There's constant messages happening, whether it's the animals giving us messages, the clouds, everything is trying to communicate with us, but we've, through our own disconnect, have lost that ability to translate those messages. The animals are not much different. So one of the things that they recommended for her was to put out a broadcast every morning, just a brief, doesn't need to be long, 30-second meditation, if you will, where she is broadcasting out to the animals. Okay, we're having these solar flares today. Okay, yes, there's earth changes happening. Whatever it is that comes into her that she can then send out. And what it felt like was that the animals are going to kind of like tune into this like a radio station, like, okay, I got my message. And then she's instructed to cut her cords because they are pulling, they are draining in their confusion and not understanding. They're pulling on her, and it's affecting the adrenals and her overall energy field. So now if this is happening with the animals, it's really good for animal communicators to understand this. And there are many of us that are animal communicators and don't know it. We have not developed that muscle yet. Yet the animals know we can communicate, and so they too could be pulling. So if you're in that category, it's a good idea to cut your cords. You could send out love, whatever it is, to the animal collective, to the trees, to whatever really connects with you, and then cut your cords. And this also goes for the practitioners. It's more important than ever to make sure that your boundaries are firm, that you're cutting your cords, that you're not allowing in the energy drains, because it's not that we're purposely draining each other. It's that at this stage in the progress, if you will, of this energy, we're all a little taxed. We're all a little confused. We're all kind of feeling something's coming. And in that not knowing and in that anxiety, we can tend to latch on to someone who we think might know. So this information is just for those that are practitioners who are assisting the collective, who are assisting and moving people forward. It's just a good reminder for that hygiene, to make sure that you are still completely clear and your energy container is safe and solid. Because right now, we are being taxed. Everything is changing, and the exhaustion is real. the changes are real, and then we have everything going on in the outer world. So we need to pull everything back in and not have any of the leakages out there. So I do offer twice a month healings. These are energetic healings to where you will get your system cleared, but I also do this for the animals. And I always find it funny because I always have more animals show up than have registered, and I would never, ever, ever turn them away. They're so freaking cute. But the animals are needing assistance too. So if you're noticing that your pets are struggling, then you can sign your pets up to they need the boost just as much as we do. It seems sometimes I think the kids and the animals are really in it right now. The adults, we have some semblance of understanding what's going on. We can go, okay, there's a solar flare and this is why I feel this way. But the kids and the animals are not at that level of understanding that yet. They're just in it and feeling all the feels. So there's information on how to sign up for the 2 times a month cleansing. It's a shamanic healing, and they're very unique. They're never going to be the same twice, and sometimes we do work within the organs or the chakras. It really all depends on what spirit is asking of us and what is showing as the dominant pattern. So you take care of you and make sure that your boundaries are firm, and that your cords are cut. Take care.